All right, welcome to the 20th episode of the original Donkeykast. I am Justin, and this is.
I'm Derek.
I forgot I was supposed to say something, and this is.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't know if
I,
I was supposed to.
I absolutely dropped the ball. It's been a while. Last week was E3.
Normally we have that down.
Yeah, no, yeah, this is a professional operation. This is the 20th episode. Um, if we don't have it perfect now, when will we?
Episode 57.
You're right. You're probably right. That is a big one. So, E3, huh? You folks
Yep.
watch this stuff? You heard of this? You seen this? The E3? That was a. It was a fine one.
hmm
I thought, like nothing too special, but it wasn't bad either.
Right. There wasn't anything mind-blowing for sure, but it wasn't terrible. Like,
No, like
like
Mario was
normally
great.
there's yeah,
Nintendo
there was
crushed it.
stuff to be
First of
excited
all,
about.
yeah, Nintendo crushed it. But yeah, well, I guess we'll
hmm
get to that. But this one just felt like okay, right?
Yeah, it felt like it kind of just came and went like the the element in the past that I used to like about E3, the fact that there'd be some cool surprises and stuff, didn't seem to
Yeah.
be this year.
Yeah,
An
not
off year,
really.
maybe.
I mean, what were big surprises was there? There's that Wolfenstein game. Looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
That looked cool. I actually started playing the New Order after that,
Oh,
which is
cool.
the first one of like the reboot that came out in 2014. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, because I'd never played it, but I heard it was good, and that trailer was great for the new
Yeah.
one. And like smartly they had it 50% off right after
Oh,
they
yeah,
debuted the
perfect.
second one. Yeah. So I was like, well, fuck. It's only $10. I'll get it. And
Yeah.
I'm not super far, but I'm to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, this is very good.
Yeah, cool.
It's an interesting game. Like it starts in 1946, right?
Okay.
And they're still fighting World War II,
Okay.
which tells you that this is I thought that was a clever way of doing this is an alternate history because they said that it was 1946 and I was like, wait, 1946 and you're fighting
Yeah.
Nazis?
Yeah.
But then you like after the very beginning you fall into a coma for like 14 years and you wake up and the Nazis won, like they nuked the
Hmm.
US. And I think you're Jewish too. I believe that the main character is Jewish. From they haven't said really yet, but I thought that was part of it. But anyway,
Okay.
it's basically Inglorious Bastards. But I mean the original was too, so that was before that. But yeah, it's just really well done. And I'm stuck fighting two robots I couldn't kill last time I played it. But up up until that in the beginning was kind of slow. Like the very first mission was like kind of boring, but then
Hmm.
it kicked off right away after that. Yeah, at first I was
That's-
like, I don't get why everyone loves this. So then immediately afterwards, it's like, okay, I get why everybody loves this.
Yeah.
Like like some messed up stuff has happened. I haven't gotten into specifics because people should just play it, but uh,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's
Kind of like
well,
a series with a bad pilot.
um,
Push through that one,
yes,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Totally, but not even because it's just like maybe like half an hour, and
Oh, okay.
it's kind of like this D-Day thing feeling thing, but it makes it feel like a generic first person shooter. But then immediately
Um,
afterwards, it gets uh dark and weird and cool. I kind of
gotcha.
love so you're not in a coma. Like okay, this is the very beginning, but he gets shrapnel in his head and he can't get up, but he can see stuff from his wheelchair in this place. And then he can't move until some Nazis like start killing people in front of him, and his like lust for murdering Nazis helps him get up. At least that's what it seemed like. I love that. Like, he just had to be reminded that he needs to murder Nazis, I guess. I mean,
That keeps him going.
yeah.
That's his spinach.
I mean, yeah. I mean, violent stuff happens in front of him and whatever. And then, yeah. But that's what it feels like. And I, I thought that was kind of great. Just like, oh, yeah, right. I got to kill these motherfuckers. And he gets back up.
Yeah.
But it's really well done. I like it.
Cool.
I mean,
It's exciting to know there's another one coming out already.
Yeah. I always forget that I really like first-person shooter campaigns when they're done well.
Yeah.
Like
right, because when they're done poorly.
Yeah. But like if I don't think that I would think that, except every time I play a really good one, that I even like first-person campaigns. Like I don't want to play a new Call of Duty, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever played a whole Call of Duty?
I played Modern Warfare 2, I think.
How was it?
I liked it. It was fun. Because it was like, that was the one where it's like a fight on American soil. So there's like Russians stage an attack. And then you're going to the White House to rescue people or something like that. So you're playing from multiple angles. And then they kind of converge in a sense. And you don't really know what's happening.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, because there's one part where you're fighting and it kind of backs you into a corner where there's no way out and your helicopter crashes and then it like looks like certain death and it just like, okay, now you're doing this over here. It just like goes from that to a different thing. And then in that other thing you set off an EMP.
Whoa, okay.
So then it goes back to your previous thing and then it's like the helicopter that was about to kill you just crashes and then you're like going it was interesting. It was more interesting than I thought it would be for a Call of Duty game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds all right. And now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever played a Call of Duty campaign. I think I've just
yeah.
Like
I don't know if they're all that because part of the reason I was never really that into them is it seemed like, you know, the experience that I had with the game I played was what I assume like all it would be are Middle Eastern place, war, death. Like, okay. Or World War II, war, death. It was never like, it never seemed to be anyway, like in a fantasy. It was always just like real life recreations of true horrific things. And it always to me felt like, I don't know, this seems wrong.
I see. Yeah, I for sure see what you mean. Like, whenever they go to like World War II and stuff, it's like there's a like these are like people that died. Like it wasn't that long ago.
They're still alive.
Yeah, and you're like playing a fun game with your friends, with your haha.
Yeah,
that is kind of funny. But then they got like Infinite Warfare, which is like a future thing.
Yeah.
But I hear
that came after, is that right?
After
Modern Warfare 2?
Oh yeah, way after. That's like pretty recent. I think Kevin Spacey was in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's weird. They have like celebrities in them now.
Yeah, I know.
It's such a big thing.
It used to be they'd be in there just as a random voice and you'd be like, oh, I mean, also in the Halo world, but David Cross is talking.
Yeah.
And now it has to like be modeled after them.
That was so weird when I realized that one of the Marines was David Cross when I was playing like Halo 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
Because then I just kept talking to him over and over again. I'm like, that's David Cross, I swear.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just seems so weird.
Yeah, weirdly, it takes you more out of it than if the character was modeled to be David Cross. 'Cause I feel like you'd just be like, yeah, fine, whatever, he's playing a role. But if it's like
Yeah. Yeah. The
the
guy would have been
dissonance is
Todd
too
Barry.
much.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah. Um so E3, I mean, is there anything that was really that noteworthy that wasn't done by Nintendo at E3?
Other than,
I mean, Wolfenstein was pretty cool.
yeah,
I'm
and
trying to think.
I can't even remember the name of it, but the one where you're two people is pretty fun.
Oh, A Way Out?
Pretty interesting. Yeah, oh yeah, where
Yes.
you got to play as one of two. Looks real interesting.
Yeah, I did. I thought that looked really cool. Um, yeah, that looked great. I I like the idea of them making games that force you to play co-op. Cause then
Yeah.
it's cause then it's like, is that game for everyone now? No. But at the same time, when you shove a co-op into a single player game, it sucks. It's not that much fun of
Hmm.
co-op. But when you design a whole
Right.
game around it, like you're gonna have like maybe the best made co-op game of all time. Or,
Yeah, absolutely.
if you design it straight up for that, obviously it's gonna be better. And
Hmm.
I think that's I think that's pretty cool.
I feel like if it's successful enough, it could spawn a genre of things. Not that they haven't been done before, but I just mean like multiple successes of it. Where it's
Yeah.
like, then I would want to see Nintendo get in the game, kind of like an XCOM style thing, where it's like just your version of it. Put a Nintendo flavor to you can play this game with another person. Like ultimately, it'd be parents playing with their kids or siblings playing or something.
Yeah. Yeah, for
But
sure.
because there have been like even Rayman Legends did co-op in a sense,
Yeah.
and I think Origins kind of did it too. But Legends is the one at least I can remember where it like really amped that up.
Like it's
It seemed to happen a lot more.
as in doing it more within a lot of games, or
Well, just the fact that you need another person there to complete it.
oh, did you?
Well, I guess not need. Needs the wrong word because the computer would do it for you. Like kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
how this will find a it'll be a computer if it needs to be. It'll pair you with somebody online if you need to. But
I
just
don't
the
think
fact that this
I don't think this is gonna be. I don't think that you could play with the computer.
I think so. I think if
I
you're not online, it makes an AI for you.
I could have sworn they said. I could have sworn specifically he says you have to play with another person, but it can be online. I could have sworn. Maybe I'm wrong, but whatever.
Yeah, obviously I could be wrong too.
It could be weird. I feel like it would be weird to play with the computer like that game. It feels like you should be talking to the other person. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I didn't look enough into it. I thought I heard that though. I thought I heard because there are people who don't have online play. Like it was just kind of like a casual throwaway thing. And if you don't have online, whatever, we'll make a person.
Really? Maybe you're right. I don't know. Um, that's fine either way, but I'm sure it'll suck. It seemed like, yeah, I guess you could probably make it work, but it wouldn't be fun that way. You wouldn't think? It seems like it'd be more fun talking to somebody and figuring
Oh,
out how
of
you could do
course.
something. Like I heard, like one thing they showed was like they were robbing a liquor store, and they had to talk about how they were doing it and who
Huh.
did what. And like one of the things you could do was like walk over to the payphone and rip the cord out so nobody could call the police
Huh. That's
before it.
cool.
Yeah, and you could see the other. I mean, you could see the other person like doing things, and There's something kind of cool about that. I don't know, and like more focused than if it was like an MMORPG or something.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it seemed cool.
Yeah, it did. Like it seemed like a unique. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily unique, but an interesting take kind of thing. Like it's got its own unique voice, flavor, vibe, whatever word you want to use, but
Yeah,
it's a distinct thing, which is real cool. Like there aren't too many original cool things like that, gaming wise.
yeah, absolutely. That's what's so great about it. Is it is when they hone in on something specific that hasn't been done to death.
Yep, totally.
It's really cool. Did you play his last game, Brothers?
I played a little bit, but I didn't. I only played like 10 minutes on Steam.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I
I,
mean? I went through a
yeah,
little phase where I played like 10 minutes of a bunch of games to see which one I was playing next.
yeah, I do that all the time because I have way too many fucking games and I never finish anything.
Yeah.
I get like halfway through and I'm like, I want to try Grim Fandango, and then I play half that. I think I'll hop into Darkest Dungeon. But yeah, um, I played Braid a few months ago for the first time, and I thought it was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Or not Braid. Did I say Braid? I meant Brothers.
Yeah.
Brothers.
Okay.
Braid I played a long time ago.
Yeah.
Good game, Braid.
Yep.
Um. Okay, so we got Brothers. I mean, a way out. Um. They did not show Last of Us 2.
No.
That was disappointing. Whatever. They're
Mm,
making it. What that
yeah.
tells me is that it won't be out by E3 next year.
Yeah. Right.
I, I bet it'll be next. I bet it'll be next fall, after this fall, and I'll be
Yeah.
47.
Yeah.
God, it
It'll
felt like
be it'll be out eventually. It'll be one of those things you don't need to think about, and then it'll show up.
and be fantastic. I'm sure.
Yeah, you know it'll be good, so there's no stressing.
Yeah, I gotta. If I ever get PS4, I'll play through Uncharted 4.
Mm.
I don't know. I would like to play Final Fantasy 15. I don't know why. Well, it's because I love those old ones, but I know it looks bad. It doesn't. It doesn't look like something. It doesn't look like something I would enjoy at least.
Okay.
But whatever. But back to E3. No Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Oh yeah.
That's never coming out. I bet it's not, because that's so much work to update that
Yeah.
game. Like there's so much happens in that game. It's a very long game, and like it was made at a time where they drew the backgrounds,
Hmm.
and like you didn't have to render them, like or make them 3 dimensional. And there
Yeah.
was crappy sprites running around on pre-rendered backgrounds, and they're going to remake it, and it's going to cost them $8 billion. It's such a bad idea,
It
and
must be
nobody's going to care.
really.
I don't think there's going to be that many people that care. I know there are a lot of people that like Final Fantasy 7 a whole lot, and me included, but I'm not going to play that and be like, yeah, this. Oh my god, it's like it's 1997 and I'm 10 or 11 years old again.
Right.
I'm gonna be like, ugh, this dialogue. Ugh, it was better when I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. That game's good though for its time. It kind of
Never played
sucks.
it, so yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's a shame. You got to play a Final Fantasy someday. There's some good ones, I
Yeah.
think. I was young when I played them. It's hard to say. Um,
Yeah, that's all those old games.
yeah, for sure. Some whole video games were a weird thing back then because they weren't like what was the first well-written game, honestly?
Um, yeah, that's hard. Game that felt like an accomplishment when you were done, like a story accomplishment.
Yeah. I feel like the first one for me was what I thought at the time was Resident Evil, but in retrospect I think it was Metal Gear.
Sure.
Like I know that Resident Evil is terrible now, but I didn't understand that when I was 10.
Yeah.
I was just blown away that my video game was talking.
Right. The bar was pretty low back then.
Yeah.
It was
But
all
yeah,
mind blowing.
what's the first one you can remember being well written?
Well, the first one I felt like, in hindsight, where it felt like a journey to me was Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
Where
Well,
just like,
damn. That's like 2010.
yeah, I know. Where to me it really felt like I was a character who was doing a bunch of real stuff. There was emotional
Hmm.
like aspects to it instead of it just being a game you're playing and the
Yeah,
stories happening, you know?
for
Felt
sure.
like an experience more than a game. And it was also a game.
Yeah. I really did like Red Dead Redemption. I think that's the only Rockstar game I've ever finished, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why is I felt like the story was so engaging throughout.
It really
It
was.
just kept me going.
The character was well done, straight to the point. The main character, he wasn't annoying in any way. He was just like
Right.
almost mostly silent. Um, yeah. I feel like I remember going to Mexico and being like, why did I go to Mexico? Do you remember that part? Like, there's this part where you just go to Mexico for a while and you deal with this like
Yeah.
total side thing. And it was kind of like I felt like that was kind of padding, but it was also like not poorly done, so it was kind of
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
But it
And
just
it
seemed
built
like
out the
it's
world. I'm assuming that's the only reason. Built out the world, add a new environment that's slightly different,
yeah,
you know,
but it's
different animals and stuff.
yeah, it just seemed to go off the path of the main story a little bit though.
Yeah.
But it was fine because it was fun. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a great game.
So I'm looking forward to the next one because if
Oh,
it
for sure.
is on that same storyline, I imagine it'll be just amazing.
It's a prequel, I believe, correct?
Is it?
I think so. I think it's like when he was
Okay.
in that gang.
Oh, okay.
Because the picture they posted was him with like a gang,
Yeah,
and
five
it's
people.
and you're definitely James Marsden, or is that his name?
That's an actor, but that could be him too.
You're right.
I
Is it is it Marsden though? I don't know.
don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong about the a way out thing. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff.
Wait, wrong about what? About Red Dead?
That's what I mean. Is like I wouldn't know. I would be wrong. So.
Oh, I see. No, I'm pretty sure that they said it was a prequel because you're that dude that died.
Yeah. Right. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't hazard a guess.
Yeah,
I need to
it'll.
corrections time. I need to do a correction. Everything I've ever said that's wrong, correct it to being right. Okay.
All
Correction
right,
time over.
you heard him, 4chan. No, I have no. I feel like if the next Red Dead was bad, it would be shocking.
Right.
Like I would be shocked if it was anything less than great, honestly.
Hmm.
Both because of that studio is very capable, but I don't like their like I don't think they're very funny.
Yeah,
And Grand Theft Auto is like constantly trying to be funny, and it's not.
yeah,
It's so off-putting.
yeah. Has
Um,
its moments, but then it's like, I don't know. It's so dense that there's enough of it that's not like that.
yeah, and it's always riding this line between telling a somewhat serious story and being as slapstick as humanly possible.
Right,
And I don't think it does it very well. I mean, you could, but I don't think they do it very well.
right.
It's like I don't care about these characters that have been cartoons this entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Red Dead was great.
Yeah, it is like its own little world.
Yeah, it wasn't like trying to be funny either. I feel
No,
like it was occasionally, but not in the way. Yeah,
right.
I just,
Realistic funny, if anything.
yeah, yeah. I just don't
It
care
hit.
for that humor of the Grand Theft Auto franchise.
I feel like a lot of times they kind of have that line where they try to be edgy more than funny, and that's why I don't like a
Yeah,
lot of it.
yeah, absolutely. It's like it's
But
heightened
it's
to
fun.
a ridiculous degree.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, absolutely. And it's a shame because they're actually pretty good games,
Yeah.
believe it or not. It'll probably just be an online series pretty soon. I wonder if
Yeah.
they're even gonna make another one. Maybe they'll just make a GTA Online. They like put every single city they've ever made into one like gigantic map.
That'd be
Could you
cool.
imagine that? People would play that,
Yeah.
and they pour money into it. They fucking pour it.
Yep. Totally.
They can make that shit free to play. They don't even. You
Yeah.
know what? No, they don't. They could sell. They could sell it for like $100, and people would still probably buy it, and then
Yeah.
pour more money into it.
Yep.
They would. You know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck. If somebody was like, I made a fucking $100 game, deal with it. Even I would go to that Steam page like every day and be like, I mean, it's $100. It's gotta be good. There's something
Me-
novel about that. I bet the first person to release $100 game and makes a big deal about it would make a lot of money. Like, fuck you. Yeah, it's $100.
Yeah. I did that when I did a Kickstarter for the game I made. One of the levels was $100, and I did it thinking, well, if somebody's gonna do it, I might as well have it there. And then one person did, so one person paid me $100
That's fantastic.
because they're. And the thing was like, you're bad with money, and you'll be disappointed by what you get or whatever. It
Yeah,
was like the lowest bar possible, so that you do realize you're handing me $100, right?
yeah, yeah,
So if I can get one person to do that, somebody who made an actual good game can easily
yeah,
get people to do that.
for sure. Like if they're like fucking Mario, Mario's Odyssey, $100, I'd buy it. I'd love to see Reggie just come out and be like, "Fuck you! What are you gonna do? Not buy it? What are you gonna do? Not buy it? Fuck you! We fucking own you." That looked great, obviously. Mario's
What
Odyssey.
the Yeah, yeah, like amazing. The reveal on that being the T-Rex thing is like,
That was so stupid. I loved it.
yeah, exactly. Like it was so perfectly Nintendo, where it's like
Yeah.
bizarre, just fucking weird, but also cutesy,
Mhm.
totally unexpected.
It was great. And that gameplay mechanic, at first you're like, how is this gonna ruin the game? Was kind of like what I thought. I was like,
Yeah,
I kind of thought I don't want to be just turned into dudes constantly like I'm playing Kirby. But then like when I saw it in action, it was like, no, it's a Mario game still.
totally. And it's just like, oh, that's more interesting ways to make puzzles.
It's
So now you can
super.
have like just wait, 'cause especially with the way they're doing it, where it's just like collecting some moons. It's not even a thing you have to do. Like
Mm, yeah,
you're just
absolutely.
capturing certain people or certain player, whatever
Mhm.
objects, and then just to
Listen,
accomplish that goal to get a moon or whatever.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I am going to get every single mood in that game. I can tell right
Yeah,
now. I'm
right.
I'm gonna play the
Yeah,
living fuck out of that game. What was that?
totally.
October?
Yeah, October 27th.
That's pretty close.
Yep.
That I like. I'm gonna have to get a Switch by then. I'll pull my
Yeah,
hair
me
out if
too.
I can't.
Yeah, like once that day comes, I feel like it'll be impossible to find one too.
Yeah, it's time to start looking. That looks so good,
Yeah,
though. So
it
good.
does. And the fact that that's like the capturing is how you get abilities too, because I was wondering, because I've always wanted a game where you have like all of the power-ups in one thing.
Hmm.
'Cause I thought that'd be cool as a Mario game. But this is
Yeah.
like the complete opposite, which is I don't think there are any power-ups. The mushroom gets you double life, so it bumps you up to 6, but all of the power-ups are just other players or other characters you take control of,
Yeah.
which is so fucking cool.
Yeah, it does seem really cool. I think it has to like you can't do it to everything, which is smart too,
No.
because that would
Yeah.
be a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But like you knock, I think you knock their hat off, and then you put your hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So everything with a hat you can be.
yeah. I fucking loved in the treehouse stream when they're like, and this is the evil wedding planners that will be the
Yeah.
villains in the game,
Yep.
just offhandedly, and you're like, that all right, that's great.
Yep. Very
Evil wedding,
Nintendo.
so weird.
They're the Brutals, which is like
Oh,
extra fun. Like the fact that they're the villains, and I don't know if you saw, but they asked the developers in I think it's the Woods level where you can see like a pattern on the horizon on the sky and stuff.
mhm.
And they were like, "Is this a simulation?" And they're like, "No, this is the greenhouse where they grow the flowers for the wedding." You're like, "Oh, it even adheres to that storyline."
Wow, that's great. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks good.
Did you see too that there's like they're breaking the normal rules of Mario? Like they fell off the level in the woods,
Yep, I was I
and
was
they went
I
to the
was just gonna say that because the three coins are
yeah
going off, so
yeah
that was supposed to symbolize that he could jump off.
yep. So there'll be a lot of stuff like that. Since dying means a lot less, I feel
Yeah,
like you'll almost be encouraged to try stuff and die
for
because
sure.
you lose like 10 coins or whatever. So who cares?
Yeah, very true. Yeah, that's a
So
good
that's
way to
pretty
handle
fun.
it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. I hope it's not too easy.
No, right? I feel like it'll be easy to finish, but it'll kind of be like because it seemed like what Zelda is to those games, Mario's going to be to Zelda. Does that make sense? Breath of the Wild
Yes.
is to Skyrim as Mario is to Breath of the Wild. Like it's just a more simplified
Yeah.
style. So I feel like it'll be easy to get to the end and beat Bowser, but to get everything will be like 100 hours, 150 hours or something, don't you think?
I mean that's what I would hope. It's just
Yeah,
like how do you like when you don't really die, you just lose some coins.
right.
Like are they gonna bring you back some if you fall off a cliff? I hope so.
Yeah, and you can, you know, the checkpoints you get to.
Oh yeah, you probably go back to the checkpoints if you die, right?
Yep, and you can fast
Oh,
travel to all checkpoints. So checkpoints are like,
really? Interesting.
yeah. So it's
Wow.
every time you get one,
it is
it's
like
hard.
Breath of the Wild Mario.
Yeah,
That's cool. Nintendo's
it's
fucking getting it done.
yeah, right. They even have like the because I was looking, I wrote some stuff down that Jaxi, so you get a little like obviously it's a taxi, but it's just a thing. If you pay money and get to drive it around the world or
Uh-huh.
whatever. So it even
Yeah.
like fits into there. It just reminds me of a sand seal, you know, because it was in the sand world. I'm pretty sure that I saw it.
Yeah. In Breath of the Wild.
Well, yeah, but in the
Oh, the
Mario thing when they
taxi.
did
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Jaxi thing,
Right.
and it was way too fast too. Like the people playing it on the Treehouse stream even like mentioned it. You could see they had like little criticisms.
Yeah.
Like one day there was a guy who was playing and is like, the only way I knew to get up to this world was to do this, and it was to just like climb up to this building and jump off super high. And it was very obvious. It's like that's not how they wanted you to do that.
Yeah, I did see.
So then he did it on the stream, and then the developer's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you see that note when I sent it over?" And he's like, "Yeah, I saw it. I just didn't know you were going to be doing that on the stream or whatever."
What?
And
They
then the
said
next day, that guy's not playing anymore. Like
wait,
they
what did
did a
they
little
say?
like, well,
Something
it
about
was
the
just
note?
like
Who said the thing about the
you
note?
know how in that the New Dunk City you have to track down all the players to get the band, and that's how you start.
Yeah. Okay.
So in one of those, there's like a person playing like clarinet on the roof of a building, and you have to climb up there. And the way you do that is you go on the buildings have those little things sticking out from them, and the hat goes on them and flips you up, and
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
to the next one of those, and that gets
Yeah.
you up to the top of the building, and then you're
Uh-huh.
there. That's how you're supposed to do it because he did it immediately after.
Uh-huh.
But
I
before he did that, he like climbed up to the top of a really high building and then like long jumped over to it
mhm.
like in a way that wasn't designed at all. Like on the stream that's showing off this game.
Yeah.
That's just like watching it
Did he
thinking, I don't
I
are you gonna get fired for this or what the fuck are you doing? Why is this the route you're going? Do you not have planned out ways you're showing this shit off? It's Nintendo.
Yeah. I think I totally remember seeing that, but did he break the game by jumping onto it or no?
No,
That's
it's
just
just
not what
like
he wanted to
this
show.
isn't the I yeah, this isn't the ideal way to show off the
Yeah.
mechanics of your game is to just be
Yes. Yeah, climbing and jumping.
yeah, jumping like what amounts to be like 80 stories and Mario just lands.
Yeah. That was
Which is
kind of
fine.
terrifying. The way he like his like it looks seems like his like shins shatter. He's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like he looks like it was awful.
Yep. Like you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
But it was just so funny. The next day they start and then that guy's not playing anymore. And they're like, they
Yeah.
address it a little bit. The developer then is playing. He so graciously offered to play himself. Like, yeah, I bet he did.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, do what they tell you to do.
And also, like, there were multiple times where they'd be like, apparently, they'd say apparently. I think
Yeah.
Giant Bomb even called it out one time. It's like, yeah, you should know. Like, aren't millions of people watching this? Like,
Yeah.
we're all on the edge of our seat. Like, oh, what is this game? We just heard about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they did not play it well that first stream right after the direct,
Yep.
right? That's what we're talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah, they were
In the
not
treehouse.
showing it off well. It was just like this seems like not great. The trailer
Yeah.
was awesome, and this you're making it look not fun.
Right.
That's totally what my thought was. And then
Yep.
like the next day or whatever, there was more footage of more
Yep.
people playing it, and it looked like awesome.
And you can watch that one. That one's really interesting. I feel like it's more hitting all the bases of what the game is instead of
Yeah, I
running
don't.
around.
Yeah, you don't want people's first experience with it to be a random. a 30-second clip of a let's play.
Right.
Like you want to show them every mechanic, not somebody trying to beat this one level 20 times while everyone's watching.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
And there
but
are
it
other
looks so
times too
good.
where a person's talking and then they're just running in circles, and you're like, get to the thing, find a moon, do anything.
Yeah.
Show me some stuff, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks like the thing that I was super excited about, that it looks like they listen to this podcast, because when I talked about wanting 2D Mario, that's totally in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
In a really cool
obviously
way.
they didn't listen to me, but just like, oh,
No, they
it's
did.
really super cool. Like that's built right in.
It's like a drawing, almost like a Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, it's so perfect.
Yeah, it really is. Um, I think the thing I liked most was when he went from the 2D thing, hopped out of the 2D, and the bullet bill was following him, and then he took it
Yeah,
over, and then he used it to break the block. Like that was something about like combining all those things was pretty fucking cool.
totally. And to have that be like puzzle elements they can use to make things,
Yeah, totally.
it's amazing.
And you kind of realize that I don't know that it still feels like a Mario game with that mechanic. Is
Yep,
kind of what made me realize.
yep. And that you get your little adorable costumes in the 2D thing still.
Yes, that's
So
great.
great.
And I like the style. It seems like 8-bit, but a little better. You
Yeah,
know?
yep. And it at least to me it seemed like it's realistically printed on, like, yeah, it's hard to describe, but you see the
Like it's a
pixelation, but
drawing
you
in the
kind of
world.
don't. What?
Like it's a drawing in the world
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
for sure. Um,
So it's cool.
yeah. And they showed off that fucking the Yoshi and the Kirby game, which both kind of look cool. I thought. I don't know.
Yeah, they do. They do. They have their own, like, the the Yoshi one seemed like it was kind of a hassle in the sense, at least watching them play it,
Mm.
where like they were kind of struggling to do stuff. It seemed like the camera wouldn't show like reveal some things, even though they knew they were there to do stuff. I don't. Did you watch that one?
No, I was just gonna say I did not see them play either game. I will
It
probably look those up once we're done here.
it looked really fun, obviously, because they're both adorable. Like they
Yeah,
have their own, like the Yoshi cardboard cutout things, where I don't
that's
know
what
if you
looks
saw, but
good.
the little shy guys are like, they're the level. So
Okay.
you see like these, there's like a cardboard house, and then there's part of it that shoots out as a platform for you to climb on, and then it pulls back in.
Hmm.
So then you go to the back of the level and you see that it's a thing of cardboard held together with rubber bands, and there are shy guys pulling the thing.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's really cute. Like,
That's
you
adorable.
break the level, you like kill the shy guys.
Mm.
Like that's kind of the puzzle you can do, is you kill the shy guys to change the dynamics of the level.
Yeah,
So it's really neat.
that does look
But there were times when they would like try to aim and hit one, and it would like the camera wouldn't match up or something. It didn't feel like a Nintendo thing yet.
really,
You know
huh?
what I mean?
Well, I mean,
They'll figure that out.
it doesn't even have a name yet.
Right.
So I'm sure they got time to figure out the camera.
Totally.
But it seemed like the aiming is better. It looks like you just like flick the analog stick or something in the direction you want to throw eggs,
Oh,
right?
okay. Well, you
Because
do. I know.
it didn't have the thing, right?
Yeah, it does. The
Oh, it
reticule.
has it where it goes up and down, like
Yeah.
or do you aim it yourself?
I don't know, to be honest.
I hate
I
the
would
thing
assume.
where you have to hit the button and then wait for it to line up. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't do that. It's
oh, it
just like
doesn't.
a reticule that comes on the screen, and then that's where you throw it, I think.
Okay, so they're probably using the analog stick.
Yeah, I would imagine. And then
Okay, that's way better.
the only thing I didn't like, or the only thing I noticed now, is that Yoshi makes this weird noise. Like
What?
like every time the aiming thing happens, it's this noise, and it just gets to be too much to me after a while.
Okay.
Have that same repetitive whine.
Yeah.
It's like kind of cute the first couple times because it's perfect. It fits in that world,
Hmm.
and then so many times you've heard it like 50 times already in this one playthrough. Like, oh, that's gonna get terrible. Playing an entire
Yeah.
game with that.
I feel like that wouldn't bother me because I kind of like stupid noises repeating a bunch, and
Yeah,
when they're in my control, it
yeah. You'd have to
makes it a
listen to
little
this.
better. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, you're probably right. Um,
because they're like Mario sounds repeat. The power up is the same as the pipe is the same as whatever. Like
mhm,
sounds repeat all the time in Mario, and I'm cool with it
yeah,
because the sounds are good.
uh-huh. But it's
You're like,
Yoshi
yeah, give me
on.
those sounds.
Okay. uh, what about Kirby? Did they show off some Kirby gameplay?
I didn't see that. Maybe they did, but I didn't
Okay.
see it.
I didn't think that they would show off either of those games, considering they didn't even have fucking names yet.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, those look
Um,
cool. Um,
yeah, for sure.
the Metroid Prime 4 thing.
Yeah, that's all it was, and it's still
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, that was great. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4. That's it. That's not coming
what
out for a long time.
what's the Metroid? There's a new one for 3DS though.
Yeah, people said it's good.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Um, it's a remake or a reimagining of Metroid 2, which is kind
Okay.
of funny because did you hear the story about these people that remade Metroid 2 earlier this year and Nintendo shut
Yeah,
them down? Yeah.
yeah,
Nintendo was literally making a remake of Metroid 2, which is so weird that they would both
yeah,
be doing it at the same time.
yeah. That's funny.
But it wasn't long enough ago for it to, there's no way that they weren't doing it at the same time. Like it,
Right. Yeah, you they wouldn't have just started and then shown
yeah.
it off.
Yeah. You know, Nintendo had to be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, for sure. Put
They
a stop to
cannot, yeah, not
that.
only did they make one, but it was like very well regarded.
Yep.
People fucking love that thing. That sucks. Obviously I feel worse for a lot worse for the kid that made that or a group of people. I don't even know.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the Mario Odyssey 64 thing? That somebody made that real quick?
I think I saw it on my YouTube list, but I did not watch it.
Just where you throw your hat and take things over.
Oh, in the Mario engine?
Yeah, so just a Mario 64, except you can throw your hat. You can't take over everything, but like you can take over birds, and
And it
it's
worked.
just a gigantic hat on him.
That's
You can
great.
take over Goombas and do stuff. He did it super quick too. I don't even know his name, but it was just like out. They announced the game, they announced you can capture stuff. It felt like he must have immediately gotten started
Yeah, I
and then put it
guess.
out.
Fuck. Yeah, he must.
Because I
Yeah,
think it's already taken down.
that's so strange. That's a good idea, though, to put out his own Mario Odyssey game. Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey 64, he should call it. Make all of his own
Oh,
levels.
that is what it was. There was no new
Oh.
levels because it was just a mod on 64.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
that is what happened. Like it was called Mario Odyssey 64.
that's
That he
great.
just like get it out to be out.
Nintendo should hire him to make DLC
Yeah.
for Mario Odyssey.
My hope, this is my new dream because the 2D was a dream that came true. So my new dream is I hope they make DLC for Mario Odyssey where you go to the Sonic world because it feels totally possible. He rolls now, so
That's true.
you wouldn't even have to change gameplay. You could just
That was
be
all.
Sonic.
That was all that was stopping him.
Yep.
He couldn't
It's
exist
just like,
without
oh, Sonic rolls faster,
control.
and that's it.
Oh man.
So that's my next dream. I hope there's DLC because it wouldn't have to be part of the main game, but
That's true.
if
The way
there,
that game is kind of set up, you could almost just add a world, but then you would
yeah,
also have to have like a story reason for it to be happening. But who cares? It's fucking Mario.
yeah. Well, they'll have just like the Zelda DLC. You can just tack on a story. Could be a little 3 world mini story.
Yeah, just add another.
Anything.
Just add a wedding planner into like every cutscene and everything.
Yeah,
Give them lines and stuff like they were always there. That would actually be
yeah.
kind of funny. Um, yeah, that looks
I don't
fantastic.
think it'll happen, but I want it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
just want to play as Tails too. I want to capture Tails and have him in the Mario world.
They'd fit in.
Yep.
I think so. Um, yeah, just combine them. Sonic's done.
Yeah,
Let
they should
Sonic
buy
Mania
the.
come out.
Hmm.
God, Sega had so many good franchises that they're just wasting now, right? Now that I think about it, I can't think of any.
Seaman.
See, man, Choo Choo Rocket.
Hmm.
People love
Oh
Choo Choo
yeah,
Rocket.
that was fun.
I liked Power Stone, but that might have been Capcom. Um, no, they've had good Shenmue.
Yeah, they
um,
had
it's hard to
like
remember.
sports games for a while.
Yeah, but that's done. Mhm.
I just googled it. Jet Set Radio,
Oh, okay.
Space Channel 5. I remember that.
They made a lot of weird games, and God bless them
Yep.
for it.
Altered Beast. Is that actually Sega?
Mm.
I think that was just a Sega game. Google might be lying to me.
Yes, it's very possible. Alex Kidd.
Yeah,
That big,
Altered Beast is Sega. Well, Overworks, but it was on Sega stuff, I guess.
huh?
Anyway, I don't know why they're counting these things.
Yeah, that's strange.
I say sell the Sonic IP
Mhm.
to Nintendo, and they'll do it right. They'll do
Yeah,
it justice.
that sounds good. What else should Nintendo buy?
um,
What if they just fucking emptied out their bank accounts buying developers so that the Switch just had every game? They would rule the
it's
world
just
forever.
Mario crossovers with everything, like Mario Rabbits. There's just a
Yes.
Mario Call of
Yes,
Duty World
dude.
War II game.
Yes.
Mario shooting the Nazis.
Absolutely. That
It's
sounds
all
great.
really photorealistic, and then it's a me, Mario, shooting bombs out of cannons.
War Wario Warfare. That's the new WarioWare. Warrior Warfare.
I'd play it. All those Wario games are great.
Yeah, they are. That series should come back. Um
Yep.
the Rabbids, huh? Let's talk about the
Yeah, that game looks
Rabbids.
fun.
That game looks great. It was
Yeah.
so the funniest thing was like for months, like if you watch video game coverage, there would be like
Yeah.
jokes about how fucking stupid that looked. Because like promotional material came out where they're like Mario and Rabbids and Peach is badass and stuff like that, and everyone's like, "This is gonna be terrible," but you had no idea what kind of game it was,
Right.
and then they show it off, and you're like, "Well, this looks great."
Yeah.
That was great. That was such a nice
Yeah.
surprise.
Definitely. That was probably the biggest, maybe the only surprise,
Yeah, and it was a game
other
we
than the.
knew was coming too. That's what makes it even fun.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
And
As
had
a
just
joke.
missed. Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah, the perfect delivery though too to have Miyamoto come out,
that was great.
like
That's what I meant.
everything about it.
Absolutely. When they stood
Couldn't
back
have
to back with their stupid fucking arm cannons.
been. Yep.
Oh my god. I miss Nintendo with those things.
Yeah.
They're always so fun. It's just like a bunch of like 50-year-old Japanese businessmen, really. But they're like acting like little kids and they make video games and
Yeah.
there's so much joy to
Yeah.
be had, it
Right.
seems like.
And
I don't
legitimate.
know. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're not always like that, but
Like when
that,
they announced the game and the guy in the audience who had been working on it started crying
yeah, for sure. That
because
was
he had been working on it forever. It's like,
very,
yeah, this is what E3 should be. This moment here of we're
yeah.
celebrating games. It's not overselling bullshit.
Well, I mean, fucking Miyamoto said that he was doing a great job. That
Yeah,
must mean
right.
something to a fucking video game developer.
Yeah.
Miyamoto showed up to the press conference.
Yeah. Of
They're
your
not
game.
even there that year. I
Yeah, it'd
mean,
be amazing.
of course, Miyamoto's going to be at E3, but they weren't presenting that year.
Right.
Yeah, have you heard the story about that? Like they made the prototype before they asked for permission, and he showed it to Miyamoto at E3 like 3 years ago.
Huh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they made the prototype before they ever even asked about it.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a better idea than just going, "Hey, it's Rabbids and Mario and XCOM."
Yeah.
uh, that looks great. My favorite thing was after that. I went on YouTube and kept watching a bunch of different videos of people watching the Rapids announcement.
Oh, the
'Cause
reveal? Yeah.
yeah, and I just wanted to see, and yeah, sure enough, every single person's like, "Oh, fuck this," and then like 5 minutes into it, like, "This looks great." It's so perfect. It's so
Yeah.
funny. Giant Bomb was the best one. I love it. Starts with Alex saying, "All right, they're gonna get this out of the way early," and then ends with Jeff going, "That was fucking awesome." Or, this game looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I feel like it's an easy sell. Like it went
It's
from
not though. It's a very difficult sell without seeing it. Honestly.
well, yeah, what I mean now. So I mean early before
Yeah,
it was like a guaranteed no, and then it became now one of the default games you're definitely gonna get.
yeah.
Like
But
it
on
suddenly ranked
paper,
up there.
thank God they made the prototype before they came to him
Yeah.
with the idea. Because on
Yeah.
paper, you're like, what? Why would they do that? What?
Yeah.
It's an insane idea. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know how they came up with it, but all right. So we're going to take rabbits, combine them with Mario, and it's gonna play like XCOM. You know, that genre that neither character has ever done.
Perfect.
And we don't own the rights to Mario.
Yeah, right.
We gotta convince like the most like closed off company in the industry that we should
Yeah.
be allowed to do
Notoriously
this.
strict about
Yeah.
representation of their characters. Perfect storm. Like you put shit in a blender and then pulled something out.
Yeah.
Turned out amazing.
It looks so good. That's another game I'd be shocked if it was bad because it just seems. I mean, they could drop the ball, but I feel like that dude's gonna give it his all.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I know he's got a team, but and it's not just him, obviously. But I mean,
Right.
I don't. I feel like they waited till it was basically done to show it off.
Right, sure.
Like, it's not like they could have. It's not like they couldn't have showed it off a few months ago when the Switch was coming out.
Hmm.
Seems like they're waiting until it was like done.
Yeah, like polished like a Nintendo game. Looks perfect.
Yeah. And it's
Looks
coming out
like gaming.
August. Yeah.
Yeah,
Coming out
that's quick.
August. Yeah, it's fucking quick.
Hmm.
God, I gotta get a Switch because I want to play Splatoon too. And
Yeah,
Arms. I think Arms seems okay.
yeah, it looks pretty fun.
Like the thing is, like nobody is reviewing it super high, but everybody's reasoning for that is that there's not enough content.
Sure.
Like
Wish they
everyone's
could
like,
add more, I suppose.
exactly, and I think that they probably will.
Hopefully they don't
Oh
do it as DLC if people have that feeling of incomplete that they
yeah,
wouldn't make you pay extra.
yeah, yeah. I hope not, but I mean, I would. Yeah, I feel like I would buy it if I had Switch. Maybe.
Yeah. Is it
Uh,
$60?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You can play online. That's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like I would play it for a while and then stop. So if I could get it for like 20 or 30, it would be
Yeah,
an easy choice. Like
but a
if it was
Nintendo
like
game.
Snipperclip's price.
Yes. Puyo Puyo
Guaranteed.
Tetris. I feel like that would be the first game I bought if I got a Switch today.
Really?
I really want to play that. I have
Huh.
been hankering for a good Tetris game for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, I guess. I
There's
just
not.
well, I've heard because you can play it on its own, but I just didn't know how they'd mix if it would be
Oh
good. I
yeah,
guess I've heard it's way better than you'd expect, so I shouldn't.
yeah. I've watched Giant Bomb play it a few times. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Like when you go against people, you can pick Puyo Puyo or Tetris, and you can also combine them in your own one game. And while it seems kind of confusing, it also kind of makes sense. it's
Yep.
it's it's very strange, but
Yeah.
cool. I like battle Tetris. Like it's a battle. You can battle people. You know.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of Tetris on a handheld. Again, it's been a long time
Um, my
since I
phone just
played
did
one.
something.
Are
Can
you?
you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. My phone went into
Sleep.
call mode, and now you're coming out of the phone speaker.
Okay, that's strange. Uh,
Yep. So it's where I like need my ear up to it.
are
I'm gonna
there?
do the rest of the podcast like this.
All right, sounds good. Um, so you can't hear that well.
I can hear it. It's fine.
Okay. What have we not talked about? That was your favorite thing from E3.
From E3.
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
E3.
the thing I'm probably most excited about and most excited to play because of the fact that I will have easy access to it. Because Odyssey is probably the thing I'm most excited about, but since I don't have a Switch, the Zelda DLC that they talked about, and the fact that they kind of like showcase. I didn't watch the Treehouse video because I want it to be a surprise, but they showcased the trial of the sword and kind of like described it a little bit more. That it has 45 rooms and kind of like powers up your master sword. So knowing what it is and that it's like horde mode a little bit or whatever.
Yeah. No, that does sound cool.
Yeah, it seems interesting. Like it seems like, oh, well, now that I know what that is, it makes me still excited about it. Because knowing that they said the first thing was going to be less and the second thing was going to be a story, it kind of made me think the first thing wouldn't be that cool. So the fact that it's just like I don't know if you saw, but you go put the master sword back in the thing in the Korok forest,
Uh-huh. And then it
and then you
opens
get
there.
transported.
Oh, okay. And then you're
So
like
it's kind of
naked,
like
right?
what's that?
Then you're like naked, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like Eventide Island.
Yes.
So you get back to where you were and you kind of like build up again, which to
Mhm.
me seems really cool. because it
Yeah.
takes the best part of Eventide Island and spreads it out over 45 rooms. Like, start over from scratch, build everything up again,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure what is a really super fun way.
Yeah.
And then at the end you get a better sword. So pretty cool.
I feel like this is kind of one of those things where I kind of feel like, why wasn't this just in the game?
Yeah,
Like when you have a new story thing, which is what the next one seems like, that I'm better
yeah,
with. But whatever.
yeah. That one, it seems cool because it's Ballad of the Champions, I think is what it is. So it's like a new cast
Yeah.
song, I assume,
A new
that you
what?
have to do. What?
A new what?
Cass song? We both.
Cast song?
Cass, the guy who plays the accordion.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it was all a song about him, and then it shows the four champions, and then Zelda's in the middle. So it does kind of seem like you might play as Zelda.
That's the impression I got.
Yeah. So
That'd be
hopefully
cool.
that's true.
That'd be cool. Isn't that what we both said we wanted to happen?
Yeah, I think I brought that up. I think on the first episode of this podcast. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, totally.
if
And
Nintendo's still listening, because they did that, if they're gonna do that, make the Sonic World thing happen in Mario Odyssey, because that'd be
yeah.
cool.
If this happens and then the Sonic World thing happens, we know they're fans.
Miyamoto himself listens.
Oh yeah. He's a big donkey head. Um yeah, what else? Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, what I would like, since the Nintendo's listening, I would like, because I want more like, you know how everything upgrades on the Sheikah slate, like the bombs upgrade, the stasis upgrades.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if one of these DLC had like a magnesis upgrade where it's like a longer distance or something like that. And I would really like a camera upgrade to have more space,
Yeah.
because you run out of space, and I've started taking, like, at least sometimes, I try to take like artistic pictures. I do photography in the Zelda world, and it does not lend itself to that because you run out of space so quickly.
Okay.
So you can't hold on to any pictures, really.
Yeah, I didn't use that much, but that can be a problem.
Well, it's so beautiful that
Yeah.
you can just like point your camera at a thing and it, like, oh, cool, I'll take a picture of that.
It's a good game. What a good
Hmm.
game. Fucking Nintendo. They're never gonna be out of the game.
Maybe, but by then they'll own the game.
There'll be a new
We'll all
game.
be in the game.
I fucking they crushed it. Um, it almost feels like they've been building up to this. Like the last few years, they're like, we can't win. Let's just be quiet and work on our games.
Yeah.
And we know there's another thing coming, but
And the
Zelda's
Switch
coming,
is like a
everybody. Zelda's
yeah.
coming. That's basically what they've been saying for like the last 3 years. Is Zelda's coming. I swear it's still coming. Okay, now it's for
Yeah.
the Switch too.
And here's Mario and a bunch of cool games.
Yeah, but not even. Yeah, like their entire story was Mario. I mean Zelda.
Yeah, for the longest time.
Yeah, and then but they were working on so many other games at the time.
Yep.
Like they had to be. They're working on this Rabbids thing. They're working on Mario Odyssey. They're working on Splatoon 2 and probably ARMS.
Yeah. So many things. And
Yeah.
probably stuff we don't know about.
Yeah. But they
I would hope a new
smartly
Star Fox.
they smart yeah. Last one I heard wasn't great. But
Well, if they do it right, I suppose.
yeah, if they do it right.
I just like that group, that worlds.
I like one single Star Fox game. Like I realized that the other day where I was like, do I like Star Fox or do I like Star Fox 64?
Yeah, I guess that's what I want. I want Star Fox 64 too.
Yeah, Star Fox 65.
Yep. So
That
if
would
they
be
could do that
great.
in
That would be great.
what?
They should start doing that to series. Like they should
65?
do yeah, they should do a sequel to Mario 64 that's just like all everything's the same, graphics are the same, except it's Bowser's castle this time. Go. You're jumping into paintings over there. And that would be kind of fun. I would play the shit out
Yeah.
of that in Mario Star Fox 65.
Well, they did do Star Fox 3D for 3DS. So they
Yeah,
did
I love
remake
that.
it.
I like
It
that a
wouldn't be
lot.
hard to. Yep.
I like that a lot. They should but it's just I don't know why they can't make another one. It's
Yeah, I
because
know.
I think it's because they feel like they have to add a new gameplay mechanic and they've just like everyone they've added has sucked.
Yeah. I would say never leave the ship as a hard and fast
Yes.
rule.
I think that.
Because that's the whole, at least to me, that was the whole point of the game genre is I mean, you can be a tank, sure, but I want to be a
Yeah.
vehicle shooting space monsters.
I completely agree. I don't even love the tank. If you got rid of the tank, I wouldn't be upset about it. But or the
Yeah. I mean, I
submarine.
grew to like it, I guess, just because it was its own,
Yeah, me too.
kind of mixed things up a little bit.
When you're a kid, you kind of don't question things. You kind
Yeah.
of you kind of think this is the game.
Yep. It is the way it is.
They probably knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
um,
I feel like if they would make a sequel now, what I would want is make like 500 worlds or whatever, and one goes to three, three branches off to nine things, nine goes, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
make multiple paths through, because that was part of the fun about Star
I agree.
Fox
I
to
agree. But
me
that's
was
also
you can go all these different ways, it's replayable,
yeah.
but it all ends up at the same boss. You're doing the same battle, but it's how good you are when you get there.
How do you get people to play all the planets?
To play
Because
what?
to play all the planets because there's so many branching things. Is there
Yeah.
like I wonder I there could be like a mechanic like let's say a time traveling thing or something or you have to finish all these to unlock an ending maybe even.
Yeah, like a wormhole.
Yeah, yeah, you didn't beat Andros because you don't know about the Scarlac pit in World 75 and they send you back in a wormhole. I don't know.
It could
Um,
be like the in the multiverse the path that took the other two options failed, so you got to go do it again and succeed.
all right, sounds good. Um, yeah, it'd be good. A good Star Fox would be good.
Yep, I would like that.
Yeah, I would like a new Paper Mario that didn't suck.
I never played those, but I'm sure I would like it. It'd be fun.
You've never played a Paper Mario?
No, I mean I think I played part of one. Like I rented one.
The Thousand Year Door is the
64
best
probably.
one. The one on the GameCube, Mario and the Thousand Year Door.
Oh,
That I think that's the best one because it's
yeah,
very fun. It's very funny.
cool.
Like, yeah. I remember there's this whole like wrestling arena thing that was really fun. Where you got like this tough guy, little tiny Yoshi. He was like a
Uh,
wrestler and you had to move your way up the ranks and it was like that stuff was pretty fun, I remember. There's a great thing where Luigi is on another adventure by like you get these like partners like throughout the game and then you in the main town Luigi's hanging out there with partners that look like parallels to your partners and
mm.
and if you ask him what he's up to he tells a story very similar to your story. And it's pretty funny. Except
Yeah, that's fun.
I think he's like a coward in his versions of the story, or maybe he's a hero. I don't remember, but yeah, it's pretty fun. Um, yeah, I would recommend that game a lot, just
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
fun.
the writing is really good in that game. Um,
Maybe it'll eventually be on the Switch
the
store or
subscription,
whatever that they're gonna
the
eventually do.
subscription thing. That sounds fine. I'm up for it. I'm up for them trying like a Netflixy kind of thing. See what it's like.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Anything else from E3? Maybe we should wrap this up.
Um. Oh, one thing I've decided that I'm gonna call it South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I'm not gonna do the pretense.
Yeah,
It's gonna be the
yeah.
fractured butthole.
You gotta stop cleaning it
I'm
up.
gonna, yep,
You're done calling it South Park the Fractured Butthole. You're gonna start
yep,
calling it South Park the Fractured Butthole.
yep. I
Okay.
mean, just say it.
Yeah.
You could have just as easily called it that.
No one is stopping you. uh, there's a character 25 years ago named Butthead on television.
Yeah.
That's like 2 letters off. I don't think that's true. It's 3 letters off.
Well, that's unforgivable.
It
Well, one of
is.
the letters is the same, I suppose. The
Yeah.
E.
That South Park game looks bad. I
Yeah.
it might
I
be
feel like if
good.
they would
I
have picked a
hate the
different
superhero
subject
stuff.
matter, like it looks fun and
Yeah.
interesting, but
Yeah.
for me, it's like
The
I
the
feel like I'm gonna be rolling my eyes a lot.
yeah, I those superhero episodes were fucking awful.
Yeah.
Did you see any of those?
Was that the one where they returned the movie?
No.
Because they did a couple.
That one's good.
Yeah. The
The
return of
the Lord
the
of the Rings, the return
Lord of the
of the
Rings.
Lord of the Rings to the Two Towers
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yep.
Um
But when they did the superhero stuff, I see what you're saying. When they because they're involved, those fantasy people are in this game. That's part of the reason I think it's more interesting to me than I thought it would be, just because they found ways to get different classes of people in different groups and stuff in that same
in the
world.
game.
Yeah.
Did you play the game?
I never finished it.
Me either. I have to finish it. I thought it was all right so far, but their sense of humor is so like just fucking juvenile sometimes. It's
Yeah.
just embarrassing.
No, they're just so edgy, man. You can't take it. That's what it is. It's just
Yeah,
like
they're fucking bunch of fucking edge
offends
lords.
your liberal snowflake sensitivities. It's what it
Yeah,
is. It's
I'm
what it
so
is. It's undeniable.
I'm so sensitive sitting here rolling my eyes and going, "This sucks." Like it doesn't make me. It That's the thing. It doesn't make me like angry or make my blood boil.
No.
I'm just like, come on, grow up.
Yeah, like it makes you sigh
Like,
and go, okay.
yeah. But
Moving on.
the thing is, it's like I know you guys aren't this stupid. Like you're clearly very intelligent. You're not trying,
Yeah.
or maybe you just have a terrible sense of humor. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's not
Wasn't,
terrible. Sometimes, like I think it's very hard to deny that Matt and Trey are not funny. They are very funny, but
yeah.
they can be just like so disappointingly blah, especially when they mix anything with South Park these days.
Yeah. I feel like it's like it always was. Like the targets they go after sometimes are like,
Hit or miss.
yeah. And you know, like it's revealing, I guess, in a sense, where I don't know. The
Who
stuff
they
they
go
used to
after.
talk about felt like it was weirdly social commentary, and then it gets to the point where it's just like you're you're going after the wrong people on the side of the equation that you should be going after in this case.
Yeah.
Feels
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's like this sense of I feel like it happens when somebody that like grows up around like they probably grew up around a lot of conservative people, at least
Yeah.
more than they know now. And then after
Hmm.
being in the Hollywood cycle for like, 25 years, something like that, they've got to be like, at this point, it's like, I'm going to make fun of certain kind of liberals because that's the worst thing I know at this point in my life.
Yeah. And that's the only thing. Yeah, you could like
Yeah.
see the episode where Randy goes to the grocery store and like has to donate money or whatever it is, whatever the
Oh,
storyline is that's
yeah.
happening.
I
It's
remember
like
that
it's
one.
fine.
Yeah. But
It's like to me that's like classic South Park stuff.
mhm.
Like I'm cool with that. But then to have that be happening in the midst of political correctness is the worst thing that has ever existed. And they're the villains in all of the world. Like
Yeah.
I don't like at the same time that Nazis were feeling more empowered to come out and be physically violent,
For
South Park is
sure.
like, man, political correctness is so out of control.
Yeah. It's really ruining our lives. Like the overreaction to that was so absurd. It was just like
Yeah,
it was like my First Amendment rights or no, First Amendment, my First Amendment rights, and it's like nobody is arresting you.
yeah,
What are you
yep,
talking about? Your First Amendment rights? Ugh, that's so absurd to me. Like you have no idea what that
yep,
means. It doesn't mean that somebody can't say I don't like what you said.
yeah, exactly. It's all
That
that's another person exercising First Amendment
yeah,
rights.
yeah, exactly.
They just
It's
layer on
just
top of each other.
yeah, it's just so funny when like can that be annoying when people go overboard and are obviously phony and just jumping on a bandwagon? Yeah, but it's not going to ruin the world. It's just going to be kind of
Right.
annoying.
Yeah, and that's like the other thing too is yeah, there are laws like political correctness is a problem if it's the government forcing that. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
No.
Like we have free speech that's been established. The courts have proven that. They keep proving it over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could stress out all you want, but guess what's never going to happen?
Yeah. And it's always like
They're coming to take your words. Obama's going to come take your words.
yeah. It's always like I couldn't say this on TV. Or you could have said this on TV 20 years ago, but you can't now. And it's like, that the TV isn't the government, right?
Well, it is the FCC, and that's the thing is they've
But that's
loosened
yeah,
things. Like you can
that,
say more on TV now.
absolutely. The thing is that the networks don't want you to say that because then you'll lose them money. You'll lose their sponsors. It's not because the
Right.
government is coming down. It's that society's like growing up. They don't want like you to be racist or homophobic or sexist at
Yeah.
them. And I don't think that's the worst thing. And if you want something racist and homophobic and sexist, you still have millions of other outlets to get it.
Yeah. Go on the internet anywhere.
Yeah.
Go to the comments of whatever thing you like and you'll find it. Even if
Yeah.
it's not in what you like.
Absolutely. Um okay, so what is that it for E3?
I think so.
Got anything else?
That was all I found intriguing to me anyway. Very Nintendo
Oh.
heavy, but that was to be expected for me.
Yeah. I can't yeah, I don't get that excited about anything Microsoft or Sony had to offer. I mean, I love PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. That's coming to Xbox One. I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's probably coming to
I feel like
PS4
the
too.
um I feel like the One X announcement was fine.
Yeah. It was just like I don't
Like
have
that
a
all went.
I don't have a 4K
perfect.
TV, so I don't care.
Yeah, me neither. I don't have a use for it, but I feel like because hearing him even talk about it when he was on Giant Bomb later that night talking to Jeff, and they're like,
Yeah.
"This is just a product we have for people who want it. It's not gonna
Yeah, it's
like be
not
the
for
best selling
everyone.
thing. It's just a thing." Like it seemed like they've even they have realistic expectations more than the fans do now.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like. They're hedging their bets so much. They're like, yeah, it's whatever it is. Go buy it if you want it.
Yep. It's a half step in a console race that gets weirder and weirder where they're just gonna slightly upgrade each console. That is so unexciting.
Yeah.
That defeats the purpose of consoles.
Yeah.
That's like a PC.
Well, yeah, it definitely dilutes the meaning of anything. Because especially Microsoft wants that, at least personally,
Yeah.
because they were saying they're not a hardware company or whatever. So they're just
Mhm.
like, here's a product you can buy to play the things on our platform.
It almost seems like they're pivoting in some ways to the PC. Or maybe they're just future proofing themselves in case consoles are done for.
Yeah. Well, it was always their plan, right?
What?
I mean, it probably changed because the Connect didn't turn out to be a thing as
Yeah.
much as they wanted. But they had that plan to kind of take over and like dominate your living room or whatever, to have it like connect
Yeah.
the PC and your TV to each the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I think yeah. But do we need consoles? I guess so. It's like a nice mainstream way for people to get video games that don't know much about computers.
Yeah, it definitely is a relic. Like when they're gone, it'll feel like they're closer. Like when it's just like a platform you play games on, like a Steam sort of thing, it'll feel
Yeah.
like the old games were like closer to ColecoVision than the modern
Yeah.
thing. It'll be like you had to plug this thing into your TV and
No,
hook a
absolutely.
specific controller up to it. I bet it'll seem so weird in hindsight.
Absolutely. Even now I love like it's just like I got this Steam library that's always gonna be here. All these
Yep,
games I can play whenever I want.
yep,
And if I get a new computer, they're still gonna work.
yep. And there will be like on the horizon, there's going to be portable means to play those.
Yeah.
So
Straight
it'll
from the
only
Steam
expand.
library, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's the future. I feel like Microsoft's
Hmm.
probably smart to kind of be pivoting that way. If Microsoft put out a handheld, they probably I don't know. That seems like a bad idea now, actually. But
Yeah,
they don't have a lot of franchises.
no,
Sony has a few, but I mean, I think that's why Sony's always going to be fine. It almost seems like Microsoft shouldn't even be making a console.
yeah,
They brute forced their way into this industry, and then the next generation they had a field day because they embraced indies, among other things. And then and PlayStation totally fucked up that generation
yeah,
with the cell processor and the insane price tag.
yeah.
Um,
They got a little bit too big for their britches,
yes,
that
absolutely,
console.
absolutely. But then the PS4, they're right back on track,
Hmm.
and they're crushing simply for the fact. Well, first of all, they had a lower price, which was very smart, and secondly, their first party is great.
Yeah,
Like compared to Microsoft, what does Microsoft have? Halo and Gears of War. What else?
yeah,
It's also the
right.
same cross section of players that play those two games. I feel
Hmm.
like they can't give away Xbox Ones in Japan. You know, nobody wants one.
And you can play them on a computer, same games. Maybe not all of them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
and
feel like
I think that's smart because most there are very few games I will buy a console for. And
Yeah.
you have a much better chance of me buying your game and giving you money if you put it on as many things as possible, you know?
Yeah.
So I think
I
that's a
feel
good
like
move.
for me, the selling point for the One X is just like the backwards compatibility part of it too. I feel like going back, if they can get that built out enough
Yeah.
to where it's just like the machine that'll play all of the titles you've ever had,
Yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
that'll be kind of its own thing.
That's really smart. That's a good message. A
Because it
lot
feels
better
like
than
that's a step.
DRM.
Yeah.
That's a step.
Well, it's just like that's a step toward where it feels like they're going to end up, which is you'll have access to all the games that have been made. So, like,
Yeah.
on this
As
system,
long
this
as
is
there's
where
not.
Xbox lives. Everything that's ever been out for Xbox, you can get on this thing.
Absolutely. They should have done that this generation. But
Yeah.
whatever. But
Feels like they're
also
getting there.
they've also got like licensing problems that they gotta
Yeah.
get through because uh I mean they didn't make a deal for the future, you know? They didn't
Yeah.
uh yeah, but first party games. That's why Nintendo will always be ahead in that regard because almost all
Yeah.
of their games are theirs.
And they're all so good. They're all like Disney
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. They are the Disney of video games. What if Disney bought Nintendo?
Well, they aren't they? No, wait, that's Universal.
Yeah, Universal's
But it
the
feels like they
Nintendo.
wouldn't even have to. Because if they're doing their own theme park, it's like, we'll fucking do whatever we want to do.
Yeah, that yeah. I don't think
We'll
Nintendo.
be Disney.
Yeah, Nintendo's not
It
gonna
feels
do
like it's long term would happen
what
that they would
that
buy
Disney would
them,
buy
but
them.
Nintendo would have to get to the point where they want to be bought.
Disney doesn't understand video games at all. It's very strange.
No.
It seems like a market they
Yeah,
should
it
have
is
gone
weird.
for. It makes so much sense. That's like Disney not wanting to make toys. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
There should be like one of the top five studios today should be Disney branded. Like there should be
absolutely,
shitloads of Disney games.
absolutely. It makes such little sense to me. They have no.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have Disney games, but they're all made by studios that couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They could
And they
be
aren't.
crushing this market. They could be
Yeah.
taking food out of Nintendo's mouths.
Yeah.
They really could be. I don't understand it. It's not like movies are that different. If anything, movies are cheaper. I mean,
Yeah.
movies are more expensive. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't own a multi-billion-dollar company. So what do I know?
Yeah.
But if I would, I mean, if I did, it'd be gone quickly. All right. So that'll do it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
It's been an hour 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this puppy up.
I've been able to hear. Hopefully, people like got a good shot of the inside of my ear.
Yeah, no, yeah, I screen
I've had
capped
to
it.
be like extra close to the screen for the past like
Yeah, no,
15 minutes. It's
I'm
weird because
I'm using
it
it for the
rang like one
thumbnail.
time and then it went to the audio from the headphone thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very strange. Maybe they can hear this whole thing.
Yeah. Hopefully, it sounds okay.
All right, that'll do it. I've been Justin.
I've been Derek. I've still been Derek. Closer to the screen, Derek.
All right, have yourself a good posting 3.